Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, thank you for clicking. Now, a while ago, I did do a video on the digital triggers for the Dualsense. So what that means is when you press the back triggers down, that's as far as mine go. Hopefully you can't see that. These are ideal if you play first-person shooters like Call of Duty or something like that. If you do play racing games, obviously you want throttle response, so maybe have two control pads, one with the digital triggers and one without. This is me unmodified control pad, and obviously this one's the one with everything. I've got back buttons, me digital triggers and everything. The ones that I have been sent out here are clickies, but these ones are called the Tactile. So when you press these, you've supposedly got a mouse click. Now I'm going to do the same thing that I always do. I'm going to show you what you get inside here, and then I'm going to go straight to an install. After the video, I think I'm going to do some gameplay and just let you know what I think from the normal clicky to the tactical one. So if you give us a second, I'm just going to tidy everything up, and then we're going to get straight to the unboxing. Inside the kit, what you get, if I open it, you've got little staples that are holding these in. Just be careful when you take them out because they are quite sharp. Inside here, you get some spare screws. If I can zoom on that, you get some spare screws, and you get your little prying tool and a little screwdriver. You get your bits that you need. Obviously this has got the newer bits. The first one that came out didn't actually have these little bits. People were saying that the ribbon was coming over and it was catching or something, but I didn't have that issue. You get your 1-year warranty card, what you always get with eXtremerate, if I can show you that. And inside here, I'm going to show you the difference between these and the older version ones that I've already got installed. So these ones are the new ones. You can see they're kind of like a blue colour. And I've got the old ones over here. And the old ones have got like a sort of black and I think it's a kind of a cream colour. So that's the difference. But supposedly these are a lot easier to press. They do feel stiffer. So that must be the difference. So anyways, I'm going to tidy this up and then we're going to get to the install. I'm all set up. Now this little bit, if I can focus on it, you get double of everything. So I've taken the majority of the things off what I need. I've already taken these ones off and these, and the last one that I need to take off is this. Now the way you can do it, you can either twist them off, you can turn them off, you can do whatever you want. This little one is in a little bit awkward position, so I might just press down on this one to see if it just snaps off. Just going to twist it. There, it's off. It came off. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm just going to put these all down there. And then put this to one side. Now the first thing that you want to do with the control pad is this little bit here. You want to get your prying tool and you want to put it in the corner. So you've got two little corners here. Get the prying tool, just put it in that corner, press down. You don't have to be too hard, and then that side should come straight off. And then over here, same, put your prying tool in. It doesn't normally come off that easy. But then I'm going to put that back on. So that when that does come up, you might have to lift this little bit up. So you'll get your prying tool and then just push that up. And then this does just lift up, just lifts over these analog sticks. There you go, and that just moves out the way. Now to remove R1 and L1, I'll just get my little prying tool, put it underneath, give it a twist and a twist. I always keep my thumb on top because one time when I done it, it just flew away. Same thing with this side, just put your prying tool underneath here. So I've got that way, that's the way it's pointing. I'm going to put it in there, I'm going to push left and right and then remove this. Put them to one side so I know where they are. Now you want to get your screwdriver, and you've got 4 screws to take out. You've got one here on the top, you've got another one over this side, and then underneath, if I turn it upside down, you've got a 1 here and just a 1 down there. Now I'm going to remove these screws and then I'll be back. After you've removed them 4 screws, what you want to do now is you want to take this case off. So the way I like to do it is there's 2 little kind of tabs down here, if you can see them. What you want to do is get your prying tool, put it in, but I've got my thumb kind of pressing down on this little bit. So if I push that up, and then same with this side, we're just giving it a tiny little bit leverage. And then inside here, if you put your prying tool and then just move that a little bit, just work your way around. Don't stay in one position, just go all the way around the board. Now I know this is open, I can see them tabs aren't connected anymore. This is pretty much open, so if you just pull that, it should just prise apart. And then just put this to one side. I've got my little screws down there, I'm just keeping everything organised. So I've got my R1, L1 up there, back case up there. The battery, all you want to do is just put your thumb inside here and lift this up. And then just to disconnect it, just give it a little wiggle. Don't be too hard, and then the battery will be disconnected. Put that to one side. Now you've got another little screw here which is on your battery tray, so I'll quickly remove that. It's up to you if you want to leave that screw in or not. Personally, I would just leave it in. All I'm going to do here is just lift this a little bit up, and that's all that is there. Hopefully you can't see that. I've just lifted that up. This then just lifts off. I'm going to leave the screw in, as I mentioned, put this to one side so I know where that is. And then you've got a few different ribbon cables that you're going to remove. You've got a one over here on the left hand side, you've got one here on the right hand side, you've got the blue one on the top, and then you've got a tiny little one on the bottom. I might have to go and get me tweezers. If you bear with us a second, I'm going to get me tweezers so it's a little bit easier. I'm back and I've got me tweezers. Now you can probably get away with just using your fingers, but I just find it easier if I do use the tweezers. These ones I can't get off with my hands, so this one on the right hand side, I'm just going to grab this tab, pull it up, and there we go, that one's removed. Just pull it a little bit to the side, and then the same with the one down here, and that one is out. And then this one down here as well on the bottom, if you can see that one, that should just remove as well. There you go, that one's out. Now the difficult one is going to be this one on the top. I honestly don't think I'll be able to do that with my fingers because it's so small. There is a couple of different versions of these. One of them does have a little bit of a longer kind of flex bit on there, but this one is really small, so I'm going to have to prise it up side by side. I can't really get a very good grip. We're nearly out. I can see the black line lifting up. There we go, we are out. And I'm just going to bend that up a little bit just so it doesn't get caught, and then lift this up. Now you've got two screws hidden behind here. You've got that one over here, silver one, and a one over here, silver one, so I'll quickly remove them. When them two screws are removed, what you want to do now is remove these other two. There's a one in this corner down here, and there's a one over there. When both screws are removed, this board should just come forward, but be careful, this ribbon cable, make sure it's straight, so when you lift this up it'll just come straight out, which it has. And then at the front you just want to put it to one side. Now what you want to do is you've got another two screws here and two screws here on the front. These are obviously holding the little triggers in on the back, so I'm going to remove these two on the front on the right hand side. When I am removing these, I'm obviously holding this trigger in. I'll show you in a second, just putting everything in order. The way I'm working is I'm just going along in a little line with my screws. So they were the back four, they were the two silver ones holding it in, they were for the holding the front, and obviously these ones are to hold this, so I'm just working my way along that way. Now this is the way I'm holding it. I've got my hand on the back here, so if I leave go, this will obviously fall out, which it has. I'm going to put this to one side, and then now what we're going to do is focus on this. There's quite a few screws in here, so you just have to be really careful. The first thing what you want to do is, if I can come a little bit closer and focus, you've got this tiny little ribbon cable here, the little green one. Just going to lift that up ever so gently, if I can get a grip on it. And there is a tiny little screw hidden behind it. If you can see that there, little tiny screw. Just take that out. And then if you turn over to this side, you've got three screws. You've got a one here, and a one there. So I'll quickly remove them. When you take that final screw out, this will just lift up. So there we go. That's how you do it. And then this little piece, this just lifts straight off. And I'm just going to leave the cog in. Now there's a little tiny bar here. You might be able to get it with your fingers, but I'm just going to use the tweezers. And then that just lifts straight up. And I'm going to keep my finger on this cog. And then all I'm going to do is just remove this, which is it R2? Yeah, this one's R2. Obviously it's got written on the top R2. And then inside here, you've got the little tiny rubber conductor. Just going to lift that, put that to one side. And then this is the old little PCB, what you use for your triggers. And I'm going to put that to one side. Now these, you can't get mixed up. You can put either of these on either side. It doesn't really make a difference. So all you're doing is just a reverse process. Put that down, press it into place. There we go, that's in place. Now the bit that might be a little bit tricky is this little bit, if you can see that. So the way I'm going to do it is push it in there. If you can see that, it's going to be really difficult. This, can I zoom a little bit closer? I'm going to put that in there and push. I've done it now. I don't know how well you've seen that, how well I can show that, but that's what that little bit looks like. If I can show you it again. So it's this tiny little bit, this one. I've put it in that way. That's the way it goes in. It pushes in that way. So you want this looking that way. And I went a little bit from the left to the right. The way I pushed it in, I push it in like that way, kind of on an angle. Hopefully you can't see it there. That's it. Now inside here, you want to put this little bit. So I've got the inside of the R2, and then you want this little bit, and then all that does is just pushes inside here. Have I done it the wrong way? No, I've done it the right way. That just, where's my bloody screwdriver? So that bit there just pushes in. Really hard to show because it's so small, but that's what that bit looks like, and it goes in there. If you can see the bit I'm pointing at here, and all that's for is just when you're pressing it, it presses it down. I'm going to put this back in, and the way you do that is just go underneath. So I've gone under. Come on, focus. This is really bad, the focus. Go under and then go over, and just make sure that lines up, kind of thing. Oh, you can hear the click. Oh, that is really, really clicky. Now what you want to do is just line that bar up. So if you can see the hole, we're just going to line that up. I'm going to put my bar in the hole, push it in. You'll know when it's in there. And then if I press that again, that's really, really clicky. Now this little bit here is going to be the awkward bit for people. So this cog, you have to get that on there. So I'm going to turn that around a touch. So if you can see the bottom of the cog, that's where you've got to see here. See the very, very end bit of that cog. That's where you need this. So this little bit, the catch, goes on the very bottom. It's caught on there, and then just put it back over here. So I'm going to double check that's on. Yeah, that's fine. And then just make sure that pushes back and forth. That's the whole purpose of getting that on the very, very end cog. And then a reverse process. Just put that back in, and then put your 3 screws back in. And then what you want to do, you've got them 3 screws in, you want to put your last screw in, which is that one there. And then you just want to put this ribbon, if I can focus again, you want to put the ribbon back in where it came. So I'm going to grab the tweezers, and then I'm just going to push that in there like so. And then you'll be able to see when it's in, it should look like that. That's what it looked like. My camera is only working on a 10-minute interval, so you'll have to bear with us a second. Started that up again. It's crazy how clicky that is. That is like super duper clicky. Now I'm just going to do a reverse of the way I took this out. I'm just going to line that up. I'm going to put it in the little hole. Make sure they both line up. Double check. Yeah, they do. And I'll get me 2 little screws. Where they're there. Yeah, that is them. And then I'm just going to put them 2 screws back in and tighten them up. Them 2 screws are in. Just going to press this just to make sure it works. Oh, I'm loving that already. That's crazy how clicky that is. I'm absolutely loving that already. Now, same with the other side. I'm just going to remove them 2 screws. But as I mentioned, I'm holding the trigger in with my hand. So I've got my finger, this thumb, holding this bit. And I'm just taking these screws out just to make sure I don't drop anything. They are out. Put them both down there. And then there we have it. This is out. Just remove that. Put that to one side. And then we're just going to do an exact same process of what we just done on the other side. I'm going to be a little bit quicker on this side. So the ribbon cable, just remove that. Your little tiny screw, remove that. Take that screw out. Go to this side. 3 screws. It does get a lot more easier the more and more you do it. I get comments from people just saying this install just looks too hard, but honestly it's not. Once you get the hang of it, just give yourself a little bit of confidence, you'll honestly be fine. I'm not the best person in the world with technology or anything like that. I'm pretty handy, but I'm not the best in the world. So remove that cover, focus on that for you, and then remove this little bit for the cog. remove the bar, comes straight out. Keep your finger on the cog, turn this one over, just remove that. And the little conductor bit, I'm just going to take that out, which is there, remove that. Take out the little tiny PCB, put that at one side. Grab your new one, put it in. As I mentioned, it doesn't matter what way you put this in, they both work on both sides, the left or the right, doesn't make a difference, which is really good. I like that. So you kind of get one mixed up. Or if you've got a faulty one, you can just replace it with another one. Now the same thing that I did on the other side, I'm going from the left to the right. So I'll push that in, and there we go. That one's just popped straight in. Hopefully you can't see that. And then we'll want to grab our L2 button and grab this little piece. And it's the two little tiny holes up there. If you can't see them, hopefully you can. And then this just pushes in to the holes. I can't even see the holes myself. Is that in? Nope. We're in, yeah, we're in now. So that's it there. That's what that should look like. And then if we grab this again, and then go under, because you're grabbing on the bottom here, this is just kind of hooking under, and then push it over. Like so. Is that in? I think that's in. Are we lined up? Yeah, we're lined up. Just going to put the bar back in. I think the bar is probably going to be the hardest little bit for people. So that bar's in. And then as I mentioned, this you want it on the bottom of that cog. So that goes on there, that pushes over. Just make sure that goes back and forth. And if it does, you're good to go. Put the cover back on. Put these 3 screws back in. There's one. You don't have to have these really tight, just make sure they're nipped up, so to speak. And then the final screw on this side. And there we go. And then again, put this little ribbon cable back inside there. So you can see there, it's got a little arrow pointing down. Just press that in, make sure it goes in. That's good to go. Oh, you know what? That's not clicking. I mustn't have put that in. Right, mistake. We're back and I found out what the issue was. It's working fine now. Rather than taking this full little thing to pieces, I might as well show you. So these, when you take them off, when I was twisting them, there was a tiny little, actually, you know what? I'm going to take this one off. So I'm going to snap this one off. And then if you look on the top on here, there's a tiny little piece of plastic, if you can't see that. So all I've done was just scratched it a little bit, or maybe file it down with something so that's super smooth. So obviously this, when I put that in, it was obviously engaging. So when I was pressing, it wasn't pressing. But now, it's totally fine. So we're going to do a process of putting this back in. I might as well show you from at the back. So there's a little tiny hole down here, and obviously that goes inside the hole. So if I can zoom, push that down there, just to line that up, and keep that pressed in place. And then obviously you've got your 2 screws again on the front, which I'm going to put in. When them screws are in, all you want to do now is just do a reverse process of everything that you did do earlier. So up here, you've got a tiny little hole, which this ribbon cable goes through. It should just push straight through, if I can get it. There we go, that one's all the way through. There's another little ribbon cable down on the bottom here, so we'll sort that out in a second. But all I'm going to do is just lift this board up. And that board is out of the way, just going to press that down. So you want to fit that screw down here, you want to fit that screw down here, and you want to fit the 2 silver screws up on the top here. So don't get these mixed up, don't try and put the silver ones down here, make sure you do put the silver ones on the top. I'm going to quickly do all that now. When all the screws are in, it should look like that. So like I say, you've got your 2 blacks on both sides and you've got your silvers on the top, and then all you want to do is just push this board down like that. Make sure this little bit here, the one on the bottom here, comes actually through there, and then all you want to do is reconnect your ribbon cables. So I'm going to do that bottom one first. Push that one in. then I'm going to do the top one. The top one's a lot easier to put in than it is to take out. And then that just goes on the line, and then this one over here, just hold it by the little tab on the side. Make sure you get it lined up. That one's in. And there we go, all them are good to go. If this tiny little rubber bit, if I can focus it again, if this tiny little rubber bit does come off, that's the way it goes, because it just kind of clamps in. It's just I think it's for the speaker on the back, or is it the mic? It's one of the two. It's either the speaker or the mic. If someone knows, let us know in the comments. Now I'm going to put this battery tray back on, but I'm just going to lift this over so that doesn't get caught. Ah, you see there, it's come off. It's come up. Right, tell you what, I'm going to just show you this if it does come off. So this tiny little piece does open. There, that's what it looks like when it opens. That's its inside. Now the way to put this back on is you just open it and put it over there so it goes over. Come on. Right, there we go, that's it. So hopefully you can, I'm going to zoom even closer, so hopefully you can see what that looks like. That's what it does look like. When you're putting the tray on, you could have, if you want, you could have just removed this and then put it in that way, but I've just left it on. And then I'm going to put this bloody stupid tray. Everything's fiddly when you're trying to look through a camera, it really is. Right, there we go. God, that was a challenge. Put the screw in. Right, that's all done. Focus. Push this a little bit back in there. So that's what that should look like. Make sure the bit on the bottom is in. That goes inside there. There we go, that's what that should look like. Yeah, everything's looking fine. You want to get your battery and you want to connect that first. So just push that down and then that just kind of hooks under there. And then press the battery down. Yeah, that's that. And then just double check everything. Just look over everything to make sure everything is in place, screws and everything, nothing's missing. And then once you're certain it is, just put the back cover back on. There's only one way this can go on. You cannot really go wrong. And then once that's over, just squeeze it and it'll all crack into place. See there, cracked. Make sure there's no bits that are missing at anything. Yeah, no, everything's fine. Right, now I'm going to put them screws back in. So as you know, you've got two on the bottom, both sides, and you've got two on the top. So they should be your last screws. All the screws are in. I'm pretty much done. The final part of the puzzle is your L1 and R1. So these tiny little bits that you did take off, the really small bits, you're going to put inside of here, which is the hole. So I'm just going to put that in and I'm going to just press down. So you can see there, that's what that looks like. Just press it down as much as you can. And it should go flush. And then do that with both sides. Just put, if I can get the hole, you can see that little hole on the top here, just put that in and just press down. If you're having any issues or whatever, just grab something. I've got my tweezer there, just giving us a little bit extra leverage. And I'm just making sure these are fully pressed in, which they are. Yeah, they look good to me. And then if you look on the top here, you'll have L1 and R1. This is L1, so all I'm going to do is just line it up in there, press it down, and then my R1, same with that. I'm just going to put in here. There's only one way it can go in, just line it up. There we go, and then press that down, and then where's me cover a little bit, and then this is just a reverse process of the way that you took it off. Just push it over there, and then always push up like that, and then it snaps down, and then these kind of lift over, so lift over there, same with that one there, and then this middle bit, push that into place, and that's what it should look like. And now I don't know how well you can hear that, but I'm going to press these ones. They're clicky, but these aren't. Obviously my back buttons are. They're really clicky, but these ones are even clickier. I'm going to have a little bit of play about with these, do some gameplay, and just let you know what I think of them.
Wanted a rocket launcher.
Random grenade.
Oh, don't jump in the water.
You not swim?
No, you
They're to the right side, Palace, to your right, yeah, in front of you, to your right. Got him, I got him. Keep looking in front of you, keep looking in front of you. Oh, they got me, Palace. Oh, damn.
He's got me.
What the f is this map?
I do not believe I missed him, he ran behind the wall. Oh, man. It's a close game, this one, the scores. The UAV
Oh my
lasts
God,
a lot
they're in
longer
there.
than Modern Warfare.
What?
The UAV lasts a lot longer than Modern Warfare's UAV.
This guy just got a double. He just got a double kill on us.
I know.
Oh, we're up by a lot right now, boy.
I'm popping off, gentlemen, I'm popping off.
Keep doing it. Oh, middle of the map, bottom and top, bottom of the top. Got 2 kills. He's crouching. He's literally crouching on the boat. Yeah, carry me, baby. Dumbass. Oh, he's gonna spawn behind me.
by the.
Wow, you spawned. Got that guy? Thank you.
Oh, you little. Here's a claymore on this.
Oh my god,
Fucking
I'm on a 15 kill streak, yeah.
Keep doing. Forget, don't jinx
smoke grenade.
yourself. Kill him, baby.
I'm
They
on a
don't know
one
where
streak.
Baguette is.
Got
Oh,
him.
he's laying down.
Got him, 16.
Nice. How the hell did he not get
17,
you? You're
17,
right.
17.
Keep going.
Damn.
Guys, I need a UAV.
They're to the right. Where I'm at shooting, they're right in front of me and to the right.
My hands are sweating like a fat piggy pig.
Focus, Baguette, focus, you're doing good.
Is it normal?
Oh, where I died. You see a skull.
Nope.
Baguette, where the f are you? Oh, in the middle of the map, on the ground. Got him. Another guy in the ground, got him. They're above me. They're left side of my, left side and bottom in the
Oh,
middle of the
18,
map.
18. With a glide bomb, I can't even use that. That's. Oh my
I
god.
just killed him. Good shit, Baguette.